What's up, YouTube? Apocalyptic P, and it's finally here, bringing you my top 10 action figures of the year 2018. But not only that, I'm going to throw in a bonus 5 figures. We're going to make it my top 15 action figures of 2018. So as you know from my previous year's videos, I've mainly focused on the WWE Elite basic action figures. If you've been following my channel at all this year, I've been kind of getting more into some other lines, some Marvel Legends, some NECA figures, different things. So this year's list is not just going to be all wrestling. It's going to be the top, again, 15 action figures that I bought this year. And that's one thing, too. The list has to be made of figures that I've actually purchased. So no figure on this list is one that I do not own and did not buy this year. But enough explaining. Let's just get into it. So we're going to start with my number 15 figure of the year. And what a way to start out than being... That's right, folks. There you go. Number 15 on the list is the glorious Bobby Roode from the newly relaunched Entrance Greats line for 2018. Mattel relaunched the line with sights of making the figures elite form figures this year. This was the third figure in the list to be released this year. It was his first real WWE Elite figure. He did have a NXT line Elite that came out, but this is his first. It does come with his great white and black entrance robe there. It did have the new face printing technology, as you can see on the face there, and the beard and stuff. Great detail, awesome robe, awesome music. So this is actually one of the best entrance greats that actually celebrates his entrance, because that's one big thing with this line. It's supposed to be figures that have that great entrance. His entrance is amazing. It's glorious. So definitely had to have him on my list. So he's number 15, Bobby Roode from the Entrance Great line. Number 14 on the list, we have the phenomenal AJ Styles. This is from Elite Series 56. This was the first AJ Styles Elite figure we got with the new updated head sculpt. Has the longer hair, a little bit better, more accurate to what he looks like nowadays. The previous Elites were the shorter haired, older head scan. Nice P1 Phenomenal 1 vest there. Has a Phenomenal 1 elbow pad on the arm. The gloves, I like the blue attire with the white going down. So again, this was just a great AJ Styles figure when it came out from the 56 series, especially if you wanted the new updated head sculpt. This was a must own. So again, this makes my list at number 14, AJ Styles, Elite Series 56. Next up, number 13 on the list is Mr. Kurt Angle. This is from Elite Series 59. This is one of his second Elite release for 2018. He was the first one in that new Entrance Greats line, but this was his second release in the actual Elite Series. I like this better than the Entrance Great version. We do get an awesome cloth sweatshirt jacket here. It comes with Team Angle on the back. One gripe, it is a little bit long, but really can't complain. It does look good on him. You do get his 2 gold medals around the neck there. I do like this attire better than the Entrance Great one. This blue Team Angle attire he has with the American stripes and stars on it. And this is probably my favorite Kurt Angle that got released in 2018. I really dig that went with the cloth coat. We're starting to see that more and more as we go on, getting away from the rubber accessories and going more to the soft goods. So again, this was the Kurt Angle from Elite Series 59. That is number 13 on my list this year. And number 12, we're going with the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, Chris Jericho. So this Jericho was from the WWE Best of Attitude era. line. This was a not Walmart, it was an Amazon exclusive. There was 3 figures in the set: Chris Jericho, Stone Cold, and The Rock. Out of 3, I believe this Chris Jericho is the best one. You do get this awesome head sculpt back from whenever I remember him premiering back in the Raw is War Attitude Era days. He has a nice goatee there. You can see long hair and the ponytail in the back. He does come with this awesome Raw is Jericho soft cloth t-shirt, which is an awesome shirt, down to his red long pants. Kind of has the like Van Halen kind of design in it. Reminds me of the Van Halen symbol there on his pants. But this is the Chris Jericho that I kind of remember when we talk about, the Attitude Era Chris Jericho. Is this, red design on his pants. The head sculpt does come with a WWE microphone, which each one did. But again, this is probably my favorite of the 3 that came out in that little set. And he is number 12 on the list. So rounding out my first set of 5 here, in the number 11 spot is Jeff Hardy, Mr. Extreme himself. This Jeff Hardy was from Elite Series 57, I believe. Yes, Elite Series 57. This Jeff Hardy is one of many Jeff Hardys released in 2018 since the Hardy Boys returned back to WWE Wrestling. Might not be the only time we see him on the list here too, so there's a little maybe spoiler alert for you. But one of the big things I like about this figure, now I just mentioned about with the Kurt Angle and the Chris Jericho, them getting to more of the soft good stuff. They did include a rubber shirt with this figure, which is kind of a bummer. It is his Reborn by Fate shirt, but it's a rubber kind of tank top shirt, which wasn't a big fan of. I think I should have stuck with the soft goods. But this figure made my list at number 11, mostly for the detail. I'm going to say the detail in his tattoo work. So you see there's a close-up on the neck, the tattoos on the neck. But what really stands out is if you go on the side here, is his tattoos on the back and in his shoulder. So you got the big Hardy Boy symbol in the back of the neck there. And then you have this big kind of tree symbol tattoo with a big dragon wrapped around it up his side. And it actually goes down the whole way down the arm. You can see a little bit on his fingers too of the tattoo. So they actually added that detail work into the fingers and on the elbow there. But that's just some awesome detail in that figure for them to do that with that tattoo work. So again, head sculpt's not bad for Jeff Hardy there. But like I said, number 11, just missing the top 10, is the Jeff Hardy from Elite Series 57. Alright, and there's a little group shot of my number 11 through 15 on my list. They are all wrestling figures. Now the top 10, I don't have as many in the top 10, but end up being that 11 through 15 end up being all figures. Amazing figures, in my opinion. Each one I would recommend, all for different reasonings. But there you go, 11 through 15 on the list. So let's get down into the middle of the list. Alright folks, and now we're getting to my top 10. Entering in at number 10 is a figure, if you would have asked me 2 months ago, 6 months ago, if I was going to buy any of the Fortnite figures, my answer would have been no. I do not play Fortnite. I've tried it. I'm not a huge fan of it. I do play a lot of video games though. There's other games I prefer. But I played it and I can see why everybody loves it. But this is one figure that I would not have been picking up until I started seeing some people reviewing it and talking about it. When I first saw it, images of it, it does look real appealing on the colors and the design and stuff. But then once I heard reviews about it, I went and picked one up and was very happy I did. So that's why this figure makes my number 10 spot this year. It's the Cuddle Team Leader from Fortnite. It's a McFarlane Toys figure. This thing just looks awesome on the shelf posed. I mean, it's just, if you look at all the different coloring, how bright it is. I mean, you have the unicorn axe pick there. It does come with the machine gun. The pink color is very bright. You do get a lot of design. in the head sculpt with the fur going down into the legs, the front and the back, bow tie in the back. But again, just even the design in the unicorn head there and how colorful it is and bright, it just stands out when it's on the shelf. I mean, it's eye-catching. The posability on it is very good, something you don't normally get from McFarlane Toys. So, will I buy the other ones in the set? Possibly. I do like the Skull Trooper, I think. It kind of reminds me of the Karate Kid movie, so I may pick him up if I can find him, maybe a little bit cheaper. But for now, I'm satisfied just having this one here, and like I said, very surprised this figure is in my top 10. So there you go for all you Fortnite fans out there. Hope you're as happy with this set as I kind of was surprised. So, number 10. And number 9, my first Marvel Legends on the list, it is Wolverine. This was from the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure series. This Wolverine is just awesome. This made a lot of people's top 10 lists this year. A lot of people to review on YouTube had this. Some had it pretty high on their list. I think it did an awesome job. I like the color of it. They went with in design. The claws could be a little better, but they do work for, posing a little bit, but they are a little flimsy in my mind. The head could have been a little bit better, with the headpiece. But other than that, this Wolverine is a great Wolverine. Probably one of the best ones you can get for, under $20 pretty much. But that is number 9 on my list, Wolverine from the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave. And taking the 8th spot on my list this year is from God of War Kratos. This is a NECA release. This figure, I was kind of surprised when I got it. I found it on clearance, and I heard a few good things about it and picked it up, but I'm a big God of War fan. When I picked this up, though, I had not started the new God of War game. I was waiting until it kind of came down in price a little bit. But just from the detail in this and the design of it, this figure is really good. If you can get this on a good deal or even not, I would highly recommend it. You get a nice accessory here, shield accessory, a lot of cool little detailing in that. And if you look at my review of this on the site, there's a little knob there on the shield. And what happens is this little piece here on his forearm pops out, little square piece there, and you can actually put the shield right in there so it sticks to his forearm like that. So that's a really cool little mechanic there of being able to place a shield on his forearm. But other than that, I do like the coloring on him. The white's not like a white, it's like a ashy kind of white, so you can kind of see the paint and the detail in the white there. The head sculpt's awesome. The beard looks very detailed. You do get his axe as a second accessory there. But then other than that, just his, armor, all the pouches around his belt there. You get the horn, you get a knife, like a water or treasure pouch on the side there. But going down to his pants and his boots, just a lot of detailing in this figure. And it's an awesome looking figure too. So that's Kratos from God of War, and that is my number 8 figure of the year. All right, moving on to number 7. It is the second appearance of an entrance great on this list, and it's the second appearance of Mr. Jeff Hardy. So this is an older school Jeff Hardy than the one that we just saw. This one here, I felt like this deserved a spot on the list, almost for even the story behind the figure for itself. A lot of you folks that collect WWE figures know that this was actually supposed to be in the very first Elite series years ago, back when he was with WWE. They actually made prototypes of the figure, and some of those got leaked out. Before the series shipped, he ended up getting released from WWE, and they pulled him from the line. Now, some of those prototypes and stuff have gotten out. People are selling them on eBay. He was going for upwards of $2,000-$3,000 on eBay for that prototype. So once he returned, and I heard that they're releasing this figure and letting everybody else get their hands on it, and not having to spend, thousands of dollars. I thought it was kind of an awesome, full circle story. This figure, awesome head sculpt there with the paint detail, the green and the purple. Really cool looking face paint design. Does come with a cool cloth t-shirt. Now, unlike the first one we looked at there from the Elite 57, if you take the shirt off, he just has a black tank top underneath, so there's no tattoo detail along the side. There is some on his neck with this one, but nothing along the side. So you lose that tattoo detail, but you do get some awesome face paint and a nice cloth shirt. So again, this is a figure that a lot of folks probably thought they would never be able to own. So it's kind of cool that they had that chance to own it when they re-released it in this new Entrance Greats series. So again, that's number 7 on my list. It is the second appearance of Mr. Jeff Hardy. All right, and then rounding out this middle set of figures in the number 6 line, this is a set. I'm going to count it as one slot. So this is the Epic Moments set of the Hardy Boys in their return to WWE at WrestleMania. So this is a new line that Mattel came out with 2018 called Epic Moments, and it was based off of moments in wrestling that they could kind of package in a pack and kind of were awesome moments or things throughout. The first one, I believe it was the Festival of Friendship with Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. This was the second one, and again, this is when it came back, their return to WWE at WrestleMania 33, and they won the Raw Tag Team Championships in this ladder match. So another reason why this kind of set sits so high on my list is I was at WrestleMania 33, so I was there to see this awesome moment in their return. When this came out, it was very hard to get. This sold out very quickly, so I was kind of happy to finally get one. I kept it in box because I think it is cool to kind of display, in box both figures. You get the belts, you get some ladders. Just an awesome set to have, and again, it capsulizes a really great moment for the Hardy Boys and for WWE, that happened at WrestleMania. So that's number 6 on my spot. That's the Epic Moments set with the Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy, and that is Jeff Hardy's 3rd appearance on this top 15 list. Very surprising. I'm not a huge Jeff Hardy fan. I do like him, but again, that's number 3 for him. Okay, there you go. There's another quick look at the middle of the pack there, looking at number 6 through 10. Cuddle Team Leader, Jeff Hardy, Wolverine, Kratos, and the Hardy Boys, Epic Moments. So there you go, folks. There's 6 through 10. So let's go on to the bottom 5 of my top 15 list. Okay, moving into my top 5 figures of 2018, starting off with number 5. It is Friday the 13th, Part 2, Jason Voorhees. This is another figure from NECA. This one made pretty high on my list this year when I got it. Again, kind of Halloween time, I bought a couple of these Jason figures from NECA. I really enjoyed all of them. But this one I thought was kind of above the rest in far of the accessories it came out with. And plus, it's a little bit different look to Jason. So this is his Part 2 look. This is before he really got the hockey mask he's known to wear. He had just a bag over his head. He just kind of has a pair of farmer overalls on and a bag with one eye hole open, which I think is a kind of a creepy head sculpt there too, just that one eye looking through. But I think it's really cool because it kind of does give a different look to Jason than your typical hockey mask Jason you're used to. But as far as that, being a little bit unique of a Jason look. I do like all the accessories this one did come with. So you see I have him posed there with his pickaxe in his hand. But as you can see here in the box, he did come with a lot of different accessories. It came with a unmasked, or I should say unbagged, Jason head here that you can swap out. You do get one of his dead mother's head accessories there. You do get a pitchfork, a nice spear there. You can see in there, a long machete. So just kind of the accessories really took this figure, up on my list. And one of the coolest ones, as you see here, is a little fireplace. Now this can be used for multiple different things in your figure collection. But this is a cool looking, detailed little fireplace there for a campfire. So again, that's my number 5, one of my favorite Jason figures in the NECA line. It's the Friday the 13th Part 2 Jason Voorhees. So number 5. All right, moving down, number 4 on the list. That is the second Marvel Legends on my top 15 list, and it's Apocalypse. So now I know this is a Build-A-Figure, so this isn't your typical just standalone figure. You have to buy the other figures in the set to put them together and build him. But again, this is my list, and I make the rules. So Build-A-Figures do count on the list. But again, this was from the X-Men, basically the X-Men list. They had the Wolverine, Sabretooth, Psylocke in it, Multiple Man. But each figure came with a piece to Apocalypse to put together. I'm very excited the way that he came out looking. I do like the color blue they went with, the kind of updated, newer head sculpt there on him. Really great posability too on this figure for being how big it is. Now I know a lot of people, when you compare this to the old Toy Biz Apocalypse, he's very small. He's bigger than a standard Marvel Legend, but I do think he could have been a little bigger. They could have definitely made him didn't have to be as big as the Toy Biz, but they could have went a little bigger with him. But other than that, I was very pleased with the way this turned out. So he made number 4 on my list, and that's Apocalypse. Alright, moving on to my number 3 spot. Holding it down is a couple of good brothers here. We got Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson from the club. Both these figures were in Elite Series 56, and they both are awesome figures. I like them both equally, so they combined occupy my number 3 slot on my list. So first up here, let's take a look at Luke Gallows. Now, I am not a big fan of the rubber accessories, I should say. This one here is a rubber coat, which would have been a cloth one, but I mean the detailing, the coloring, design they put on here is awesome. It's a really big figure too. Gallows is a heavy figure. Like the detailing and symbols on the attire underneath. A nice, cool looking pair of black and white shoes, so just not your simple black boots like most of them have. Actually has some white down there. It makes it look pretty cool there when you pose them on the stands. The shoes kind of stick out. Also has a lot of cool tattoo work on the arms. Mostly black, brown coloring, but you do get some colors, reds and greens there on the elbow. Some red there for the eyes on that side there. A little close up there. Good head scan for him. So again, this was an excellent figure when it came out. Like I said, both these are just equally awesome for their own, own individual ways. Here's Carl Anderson here. He comes with a cloth t-shirt, cool looking club t-shirt. You do have his 2 sweet pants there, black shoes. But his big reason for making the list is his tattoo work on the arms. So let's take the cloth shirt off here, and I'll show you some of the tattoo work here. So not only do they go into detail, they also colored the tattoos in too. And you can see down his arm, there's a guitar there. There's looks like some clouds maybe up on top, some green and red stuff in the middle. But all around to the back to some red detailing. They just really went in there and added all that coloring to that arm to really make it stand out and look really cool. A good head sculpt there on him too. So, along with the cloth t-shirt, awesome detailing, the tattoo in the arm, good attire. Again, Anderson, Gallows. These two figures in my mind are both too sweet. So, number 3 on my list, the Club. All right, moving on down. Number 2 spot here. Now this figure, I'm not sure if it actually released in 2018. It might have been a 2017 release, but I think it was towards the end of the year. I purchased it in 2018, so for me, I'm counting it on my 2018 list. It is the Diamond Select Gladiator Hulk. So this figure, I know there's been multiple Gladiator Hulks out there, Mezco's, Hot Toys, SH Figure Arts, all look awesome, but I think for $20, $25, if you can find it at retail cost, which I was able to do, this is just an awesome, big, good detailing looking Hulk. It does come with a helmeted head sculpt, where he's looking a little bit more mean. I like the helmeted one myself, but you do get all that detailing in the armor, in the chest, and in the waist detailing down to the shoes. Comes with 2 weapons, the big club and the axe. But this is a hefty figure, like I said, for about $20, $25 for the detailing and the extra accessories. You get 2 extra sets of hands, I believe. You really can't go wrong. Like I said, may not be the best Gladiator Hulk, but in my mind, for the value and the price and what you're getting, I'm happy with this. Making my number 2. All right, folks, and here it is, my number 1 action figure of 2018. It is the quarter scale Raphael in Disguise from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles first movie by NECA. This figure is simply amazing. In my mind, this was a recent pickup for me. It was actually a Christmas gift from my wife. The Turtles kind of hold, a close spot to my heart as I was a kid. Big Ninja Turtle fan growing up. I love the first movie. I think it's amazing. And this is my first quarter scale NECA figure I owned. And it is just simply awesome. I can't say enough good things about it. The detailing in it's amazing. I like that it comes with the disguise and the trench coat and the hat. You get the backpack and you get the baseball bat, the Jose Canseco bat. This thing is one of the figures that I can pose out in my living room, and not, as people would say, be ashamed of having, toys around or in there, for people to see. I think this just looks awesome in how big it is and the scale of it. I know a lot of people had the SDCC set from all 4 on their list, the 7-inch figures. I tried to get them when they came out. I was unable to, but I have them pre-ordered from GameStop, so we'll be getting those eventually. But this is, again, like I said, my first quarter scale. I think Raphael, if you don't have one, might be the one to get, because if you wanted to, you could take the coat off, the hat off, and you really just have your basic Raphael figure there standing. So you kind of get two in one figures there. But for me, this was a no-brainer. In my book, this was my favorite action figure of 2018, was Raphael in Disguise, quarter scale from NECA. So there you go, folks. That's a rundown of all my top 15 figures. Again, this is my list, the figures that I think were the best of the year. There's a few that were very close to making it. I know the Mysterio, Marvel Legends Mysterio, is a great figure. I like the Ghost Rider from Marvel Legends with the bike, also awesome detailed figure. But again, those just slightly missed out on making the list. But thanks for checking out the video, stopping by. I have all unboxing and reviews of most of these figures that made the list over the year on my channel. So if you want to check out any more in detail, you can check that out. But hit that thumbs up button if you liked the video. Let me know what were some of your top figures for the year down below that you thought were just standouts for 2018. I'm looking forward to 2019. A lot of cool stuff coming out and releasing. So stay tuned for some more videos. In the meantime, we'll see you then.